Hello Aquarius, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main read, I'm using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. For the supportive cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Alright, so let's... We seem to be moving in an interesting direction here. Alright, so I don't really feel like you have an overall energy, or do you? It's kind of like, you got the heart chakra here, and it seems to be moving into, it seems to be evolving halfway through here. So the heart chakra just, you're coming from a good place. You're coming from a loving place with this whole situation. The question is, what is going on? As usual. Now, the other side seems to be already coming into this feeling big happy changes, which is somebody who's very excited about things going a little differently, things going to a new level, possibly. Now, there seems to be this energy dragging in from before. Like, they've been feeling this for a while, and I feel like they're trying to push into some big happy changes. They also have caring connections. So this is somebody who very much values you. I feel like this is somebody who kind of adores you, to be honest with you. Now, whatever they're bringing into this situation, because I feel like it's somebody coming towards you with big happy, they want to go to the next level in some sense, and they're very excited about it. The card that comes in here for what first happens is the Healer of the Ages, but there's a card behind it, which I think, yep, it's Hostilities. Hostilities? Hostilities. So, I feel like you're kind of defending your position where you are, how you feel about the situation. I don't feel like you want to go to that next level. And you might even look at it like you can't go to that next level. For whatever reason. Now it's a general read, so this can be business, this can be love, it can be a few different arenas, but the other side's pushing forward that they want to move forward. They want this to go to the next level. Because you have the Healer of the Ages in front of the Hostilities, and I'm seeing the sword from the Hostilities, I feel like you're defending your position, but you're being very nice or cordial, I don't know. You're not very biting with your words. You're very honest, but you're just like, you're trying to hold them off, and you're just staying with your truth, but you're being very, what's that word I want to use? Compassionate about the situation. You're being very caring to the other person. So I feel like the way you're talking, it seems to pacify them, and they feel valued. They're okay. They seem okay. And at first, it feels like the situation has moved on, like victory. You're feeling like things are fine. Moving on. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about here. The thing is, I'm not sure what happens here with the communication, because you're very compassionate and very honest, and they seem very valued, so it seems fine. The victory seems there, except I think your version of victory and their version of victory are not the same thing. Because it seems like you kind of hold them off, but they seem to like take it as a not now, and you're kind of meaning it as a not ever. And I feel like for some reason they're like, well, maybe if I just get the ball rolling, it'll move the situation forward. Because on their side I have action. This seems to be the problem. They came to you with this change to begin with, and you were very compassionate and kind of said, no, you know, you seem to think you gave the information correctly. This isn't going to happen. We're not going to do this. And you meant not ever. They took it as not now. So this is coming back in the future. I am noticing something here too I want to point out. Above you, above this situation, you being compassionate, you have the within the next few months. So I feel like this situation we're talking about right now, even though I know it's a general read and people view it a certain way, I feel like this is going through a few months. So be aware that you might say this now, like a month or two later, that's when the next phase comes in and the other person takes action to move it to the next phase. Because this is where the problem hits. They move forward and you're not about it. Not at all. And you're trying to be compassionate. You're still caring for this person. You're doing what you can, but you got Angel of Balance with the throat chakra. The fifth chakra, the throat chakra, the blue one. So you're very vocal. I feel like you might have to be a little bit more direct this time. I don't know if you want to be, but you might need to be. For some reason, you feel very compassionate towards this person, and you don't want to you don't want to slam the door in their face, but you want to get the point across. So you're really trying to balance how you talk with this person. You're trying to be very careful. You don't want to leave too much open to interpretation. How's that? But whatever you say, it does lead to the heartbreak. The other person, the situation, and I feel it's more on the other side, you stop the situation. You stop it. They're taking action to move it forward, and you veto it. You're like, no. I know that I said not now, but I meant not ever. Not ever. And I don't mean to be mean to you, but this is... I feel like you have to do some explaining on why, but this causes the heartbreak for the other person. Now, the ending here after this, after you kind of shut it down, because again, I'm warning you, it seems to be a few months this one's going to carry out. The two of you seem to both be in a place where you know where you stand, and I feel like it's like a stalemate in a sense. Like you both know where you stand. You've made your decision, and you made it clear, I mean not ever. And they're not happy with that, and they're not comfortable with that. And it seems like you both understand where the other is standing. This is after this part of the heartbreak, though. So after that, I feel like when you have the trust on your side, you just feel confident, the other person knows where you stand, and you're not going to have to deal with this situation again. That seems to be where you are. The other person has if you believe on their side. So I feel like they're holding off, but they seem to be holding on to hope in the sense of maybe you'll change your mind later. So with this on their side, even though you've shut them down right now, you finally did, you shut them down. This is where I stand. They believe and totally understand that's where you stand right now. But they seem to be holding on to hope, if I give it a few months or maybe even longer, maybe something will change. They seem to be keeping their eye out for possibilities for things to change. And I feel like this person's still holding on a little bit. So you might want to be mindful of that going forward, that you might have to reinforce that that's where you stand. And you might also want to remember that you need to make it clear. You need to make it clear. If it comes back and you need to reinforce it, I feel like it might come back as a casual conversation sense. I don't feel like it's going to be this time where I feel like they took action trying to make it happen. I feel like they might bring up the subject. You have to be very clear and where you are and make sure they understand where you stand, and they'll back off again. But I feel like it's going to come back, but it'll come back in conversation. I think the big point is you have to be clear. I feel like you're very compassionate to this person, but if you don't want this same situation to happen again, you have to be very clear when you remind them. No, I meant never, and I'm still there. Never. Not doing that. Because you say never, they hear not now. It seems like every time you say never, they hear not now. And then when they move forward this one time here, it seems to be they have their thought that if they just get this ball rolling, it'll work out. But they learn not to do that again. They learn next time they have to make sure that they have the verbal okay from you before they start moving things forward. Seems to be you made that point, at least at this time. But the situation's going to come back, and it might repeat a few times. Just you realize, I hope you do realize anyway, you got to be very clear. I said never, Never, don't. But they're still, I swear they're still taking it as not now. Okay, not now. You say never, they hear not now. I keep getting that. Okay. Anything else? All right, I think we're good here. I'm going to wrap this up. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.